Thanks everybody who's getting involved in the Super 6 game we've got running this season. A lot of you will know what Super 6 is, but if you don't, it's free to enter. Scan the QR code, links in the description. To enter the United Stand League, use that code UTD-S6. Each week, 6 Premier League fixtures will be given out. You just have to predict the score, and you accumulate points based on how many of those you get right. Within our league, we will be giving out weekly prizes, but also in the general game, week 1 is a £2 million jackpot. So even if you're just going to play 1 week, then we don't want to play 1 week because you want to compete in our league. But Super 6, 6 fixtures, predict the scores, links in the description, scan the QR code. It's free to play. 2 million jackpot in the first week, and also we've got our own league, which is UTD-S6. Get involved. We're really excited. I love Super 6, and it's great that we've got our own league now. So big shout out to Super 6. I mean, I don't know really where to start this morning. It's a bit of a pick and mix. You've got some good choices here. Let's start with the transfer meeting that is taking place today at Carrington. So very good sources pulling this in. I mean, just to throw one out there, I think it was Simon Jones in the Daily Mail mentioned it as well. So Manchester United, obviously, we spoke about this actually, didn't we? We spoke about phase 1 and phase 2. Phase 1 of the transfer window was really getting rid of Wan-Bissaka and bringing in Agate, yes, De Ligt and Mazraoui. We're nearly at the end of phase 1 where we get those 3 in and Wan-Bissaka goes and maybe a midfielder goes. And I think what the conversation today is going to be about is about what the next steps are going to be, because we actually have only got about, 20 days left of this transfer window, so under 3 weeks. So United need to look at what they're going to do, because that's a very, very short period of time. Now, we'll talk about De Ligt and Mazraoui in a moment. They are actually in Manchester now. I mean, very exciting. I've got a video going up on De Ligt actually very soon. I'm just very, very excited about this deal. Oh, also, for those who care, my Premier League predictions video is going up at 11 o'clock on That's Football, and I was drunk again. I won't be predicting Man United win the Champions League because we're not in it, but there we go. MMA Takedown says very bad thunder and lightning in Ireland last night. Maybe it's an echo. But yeah, so what's on the agenda for Manchester United? Well, Hermoso is definitely on the agenda, and transfer talks have taken place. There is a breaking story this morning. The validity of it, I don't really know, but it is on the United Stand Twitter account at United Stand MUFC. We've put it out just very, very recently, actually. So it's coming in from Spanish sources, Eduardo Burgos being one of them, saying that Man United have rejected the signing of Hermoso. Saudi side Al Shabab have made an offer that's similar to his demands. Well, I mean, look, those sources straight away may not be the best. I would say that, first of all. Secondly, just because we don't sign him doesn't mean transfer talks haven't taken place. And thirdly, there was credibility to this story. Like, it wasn't just, we've had a couple this summer, haven't we, where there was just nothing in it. Kadioglu, I just don't think there's anything in it. I really don't. I mean, that might change now, but I don't think there's anything in Kadioglu. I think that's just being regurgitated by people who want it to happen. With Hermoso, Fabrizio's mentioned it. A few other people have mentioned it. He's a free transfer. I think United have certainly discussed it, and maybe they'll carry on discussing it today as part of the wider conversations, and we'll go through some of those players they're going to talk about. But this news story is that breaking is that United have decided against it, and that Saudi Arabia are willing to meet his demands. If there's any semblance of truth in that, and I think we can all figure it out, you can't compete with Saudi Arabian wages. Is what I mean is, like, maybe United are interested in Hermoso for £70,000 a week on a free transfer, but then Saudi Arabia come along and go, we'll give you 150. Well, there's nothing you're going to do about that. You're going to go, forget about it. You have to. You're not going to go, yeah, we'll give you 150 grand a week. We're not going to do that. So maybe there is some truth in that. If Saudi Arabia have come in for him as a free transfer, we know their wages are stupid. And maybe at his age, he wants the wage. So we'll have to see what happens with that. United have certainly considered it. They're probably still talking about it. But if Hermoso wants to go to Saudi Arabia and earn the peas, then, you know, that's up to him. At the end of the day, he was going to be a free transfer, backup, left back, centre back, whatever. I don't think we need to cry over spilt milk. And, if that's what happens, that's what happens. But certainly he would have been a subject of conversation. If it's not a topic now, then you move on to what other options there might be out there. I certainly think, as I said last night, that there will be plenty of left-back options out there. I mean, throw some in. Last season, Cucurella became available, Reguilon, Alonso. I know people like Kadioglu and I like Gutierrez, but they're expensive. They're 20, 25 million. I don't think we've got that sort of money. I think we're talking about loan deals, under £10 million deals, those sort of things. But look, it's maybe Hermoso's still possibility. It's certainly a player that will have been spoken about over the weekend, and it's certainly going to be spoken about today. So this big meeting that United are having today, we'll talk about that. We'll come back to that, but I wanted to start on Hermoso. Let's just have a quick chat about De Ligt and about Mazraoui. It's De Ligt's 25th birthday today. I can't underestimate or undervalue how excited I am about this player. Nix says he really, really wants Ugarte. Lots of people saying hello from lots of different people. A lot of people in from South Africa today as well. Hope Saudi wouldn't come after deadline for Casemiro, says Wall. And I'm pumped after De Ligt, so have a beer on me, Mark, says Wade. Love that. Thank you very much for your support. And Patrick Lynch with another super chat says, Mark, does this double deal with De Ligt and Mazraoui add pressure to Ten Hag? Feels like journalists and rivals are peddling the works with Ten Hag before line as something to pile on the pressure. I mean, look, I got a little bit agitated on the show last night about this, but actually, the sun is shining, the weather is sweet. We've signed De Ligt, Mazraoui's coming in. There's another transfer meeting today. Things are happening. People are being shown the door in a very, unsubtle way. We're buying centre-backs. We don't need you. You might want to make a move. I think we're going to do that with the midfield very soon. I feel very positive about what's happening. And I don't know about you. I mean, as I said, my Premier League predictions video is coming out on That's Football in about half an hour. I always get very excited when I do that once a year because it's like we're really close to the start of the Premier League and we're really close to Man United playing on Friday. I can't help it. I'm not always the most positive of people, but when I am, I'm over the top and I'm really positive at the moment. I'm really excited. And I think that anybody that wants to try and damage that is just not a fan of Manchester United. I said this last night in a more confrontational way, but I'll say it this morning in a more polite way. We're all Man United fans at the end of the day. We might not agree, and that's absolutely fine, but we do agree on a lot. I mean, I was reading some of the comments yesterday, and so apparently another channel had an indirect, well, not even an indirect, they had a pop at me. And I went and watched the video, and I was like, well, the old me would probably react in a very different way, but I watched it and I went, so he agrees with me on Luke Shaw. Why is he not fit? He agrees with me on we will play out from the back better now that we've got better centre-backs. He agreed with me on Lindelof needs to go. He agreed with me on Onana will be better this season. He agreed with me that he supports Ten Hag. And he agreed with me that he was massively excited about De Ligt, but then was taking a pop at me. And I'm like, I've met this person, wouldn't say boo to a goose in real life. He works hard on his content. Maybe he's a bit jealous about how big this community is, I don't know. But ultimately, I ain't getting into it because we've met, you never said anything, and actually we agree on a lot of things. You do your thing, we'll do ours. I ain't interested in any of that. A lot of United fans get into arguments, and actually we do all agree on the same thing. The real enemy here are the people that are not even subtly trying to take us down. Like, the real enemy is the mainstream. Whether it's on radio, TV, or journalists. They've dominated this sport for years. And in the new world, they don't dominate anymore. And instead of infighting amongst ourselves, the real threat is the mainstream. The ex-players, everybody like that. They are the real threat because they have an agenda that is just so clear. And you're right, there will be people there trying to turn De Ligt and Mazraoui into a negative because they played for Ajax before. But how's about this? Mazraoui is an attacking fullback who is also left-footed. Let me break this down to you. They're flying in. They're here today. They're signing today. They're good players. I mean, we're getting them for a combined less than 60 million quid. And they're both in their mid-20s.
Goldbridge, that's the end of the clip. I'm sure you enjoyed it. In fact, I bet that's the best clip you've ever watched. So there's no reason not to subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon so you never miss a clip again. In fact, smash a like on the video because we all know only legends like videos and you are all legends. So please smash a like on the video and we will see you again on the next one. Thank you very much for watching as always.